Hello and welcome to the West Virginia Housing Development Fund PowerLender tutorial series. In this video, we are going to register and lock a loan via manual input. Please remember, if you need system access or additional permissions within the system, you should contact your internal administrators. A list of internal administrators is available on the lender login screen for PowerLender. You can also reset your own password for the system on that page. Please also remember, if you encounter issues while registering or locking your loan, please email lockdesk@wvhdf.com, or you may also contact Tricia Poe direct. Let's hop into the system. I'm going to sign in. Excuse me. This is a test environment, of course, and it's going to launch the PowerLender launch page. I'm going to go over to New Reservation and enter New Loan manually. You're going to receive this pop-up. You're going to go to Application and New. You're going to receive this pop-up. Don't change anything on this page and simply click Open. That's going to allow you access to begin input of your loan information. It's going to start you here in the Application and Disclosure section. Please ensure to input your application date. You can hit T for the current date. And this is a tab-sensitive system, so you can tab through fields. Please always remember, when you are registering or locking a loan, to ensure that the loan officer information is input in the loan. We will be reporting on this information in the coming months, so we would like accurate information for the loan officer originating the file. That should pop in their NMLS number and email address. If you are a lock desk assistant or a loan processor, you can put in your email or your information here, but we do want pertinent loan officer information, please, on the screen. I'm going to save, and I'm going to then move to the Enter Lock Requests page. You can see the lender contact information that we entered previously is input. I'm going to very simply start with first name. The required fields here will match your typically required fields for kickstarting an application. You do have to input your social security number twice for input integrity. Input the date of birth. Phone number. We'll go ahead and put marital status and an email. If I had an additional borrower, I could enter that information here, as well as a non-purchasing spouse. I'm going to move down and then start my subject property input. If this is a TBD, I would click this box and add TBD as the street address, but continue on with my county. There is a drop down, or you can enter it manually. We'll say this is in Charleston. 25304. And we'll say it was built in 1970. Remember on TBD to click the TBD box. Again, this is only if you were an authorized TBD originator with the fund. However, if you have a real street address and you're making a legitimate registration and lock, please do input the actual street number. And again, this is a tab system, so you can tab throughout. Don't need a census tract. However, let's say this is an existing residence. It is a one-unit home. It's a single-family residence. And my loan purpose here is purchase. I'm going to scroll down as well. Let's say we're going to register a homeownership program. Let's say it's going to be conventionally insured. Let's say there are 2 household members. Qualifying annual income is not required. However, general compliance income is. Let's say they make $50,000 a year. I'm going to tab out. Again, remember this is a conventional loan. So let's say yes, this is a conventional insured loan. And these items that you're checking here will help whittle down your program selection at the end of the lock page, which will make it easier for you. You do not have to have a DU response upon registration or lock. However, if you have already run this through, you may choose that. You do not have to have a DU case ID either at registration or lock. You can see here, based upon the household members that we've input, and the county in which the property is located, I'm already populating our income limits for both programs. Again, this is a homeownership registration, so that's handy to have on your registration screen. Ratios are not required for a registration, but you can input those if you'd like. Neither are credit scores required, except you can see here only for an FHA registration. I'm not going to put a credit score here because this is a conventionally insured loan and it's unnecessary. My loan, however, will have a second deed of trust utilizing our down payment and closing cost program. So I will check this box. It's giving me a message there. I'm going to get to that in just a moment. This is going to be a primary residence, first lien position. Let's say my borrower is a first-time home buyer. Let's just use really easy numbers here for my base loan amount. Let's say it's $100,000, or I'm sorry, let's say minimum down payment for a conventional $3,000 on a $100,000 purchase price. And let's say it appraises for $100,000 as well. Let's say my customer also needs $3,500 in the down payment and closing cost assistance program. I'm going to enter that in the amount of second mortgage field. You can see here on this registration and lock, we're inputting both the first and the second deed of trust reservations. Once I tab out, you can see here as well that the CLTV calculates for me. That's a great reminder. As you all know, 105% is our combined loan to value total between first and second. So I'm well below that. It also gives me my base loan to value as well. I'm going to then move to lock a rate. I'm going to go for the typical lock period of 60 days. If I were wanting to register but not lock this loan, I would click this box. However, I do want to go forward with this registration and lock. So you can see here from the information that I've input previously on this screen, I only have one choice, the conventional product for homeownership program, and that is this selection. Our rate should populate for the day. Using that drop down, select that rate. And of course, my second mortgage program is going to be the closing cost and down payment program. Information there for that. The maximum amount, as a reminder for you, is $7,500, but I'm only utilizing $3,500, well below the limit. All of this information looks good. You can see here that our rates are showing as well for a double check for yourself. If I'm comfortable to move forward, I'm going to go ahead and submit my lock request. You can see here that a date has populated in this field to the left of the lock request. And you can see as well that my lock request date submitted also populates. If you run into issues where the loan will not register or lock, you can click here for ineligible reasons. It will give you a list based upon the program in which you're trying to lock. It will tell you what fields are missing or what issues the system is encountering to do some troubleshooting yourself before you reach out to LockDesk at wvhdf.com. However, you can see here this was a homeownership conventional insured product 3600, and there are no reasons for an ineligibility because I was able to go ahead and lock. I'm going to go back to my interlock request display screen. You can see here that my data is still populating. My status for this loan is located here at the top of the tree. You can see my loan status is not yet locked, but as you know, we will get to those updates for the status very quickly. You can come back here and check the status page of this loan at that time to check for lock verification. You also notice here at the top of your screen, the system did create a loan number when you began your manual import. This is a test environment again, but your loan identifier will be here in the top of your screen. This is test 0255, obviously. Once your loan is locked, you can go to the interlock request display screen again. Again, this is where you input your information. Go to your print, choose individual form, and type in lock. You can choose a lock confirmation. Double click that. Go down to the bottom of your screen, print. Click OK here for printer. And it will populate your lock confirmation, which you can then input in your file as you continue to process and send it through to your processors and underwriters. Obviously, when that is locked, your status will change. So again, we're in 0255. I'm going to close this out, and if I needed to access this application again, it's going to show up here in recently used to the left if I need to access that Janet test case loan at a different time. However, you can also search by application key here at the bottom. You can input that key or search for it, and it will take you to your desired loan. And very simply, that's how you're going to register a first deed of trust and also your second in the same registration screen. Thank you for watching.